welcome to Long Lost Brothers, the podcast devoted to talking shit
and self-improvement.
That's right. My name is Brett Scott.
And I'm Jesse Cole.
And we are those Long Lost Brothers.
Indeed. How's Brett doing, man?
I mean, pretty good, dude. I've been having an issue with, I don't know if I told you about this last time we talked, but like I've been having an issue with my knee when I run now.
Yeah.
It's like I get 2 to 3 miles in, it starts acting up. It's like the outside of my knee. And it's like painful every time I take a step. And so I end up having to stop and walk it out for a little bit. And then I start to run and I last maybe like, I don't know, a tenth of a mile, and it hurts again. Like it usually heals up by the next time I run though.
Man, so I too am dealing with some shit in that similar facet. My hip, I think I've narrowed down to it being my psoas. I was talking to my buddy that does at work that does ultras, or used to do ultras. He's like, "Oh, that's your psoas. You got to get." He showed me some device that you can buy on Amazon for fairly cheap. That he's saying David Goggins helped devise it, but like you kind of just lay on it and it stretches all that out. I don't know about your knee. Might have to chill on it for a little bit, man. And that's the only way that my hip was let go of all that pain before. But like I ran 7 miles last week and it was starting to act up, and then it hurt after, and then just here and there starting a little bit, and then I decided not to run today to squat, and then I was gonna walk for 30 minutes on an incline, and man, I got like 5 minutes in, and my hip was already howling at me. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I can find the exact spot and I can push on it and it hurts. Like when I push on it, and like with my finger, and then like today's been the worst it's ever been. Like because even after I was done, I'm still like limping around. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. I'm getting kind of frustrated though, because like, you know, I haven't even started any kind of prep, so hopefully I can figure it out before then. My wife's thinking maybe it could be related to COVID, because I didn't have this at all before I got COVID a couple weeks ago. And then after COVID, like when we were doing all that walking, I had no issues even when I was running.
Well, I know, and that's what I was saying. Like, damn, I ran like, you know, very slowly ran, but like almost every day in December, got through everything fine. That's what sparked me to be like, oh, I could probably do a half, you know? That's what I had in my head, like, oh, maybe it's healed up enough. But I hit that 7 and I did it like I was like, you know, like I was trying to get after it. I'm still slow, but you know, I hit it pretty hard. And at the end I was like, oh. And it's like before where I was just like, oh, it'll be healed by my next run and I'll just do the next run. But I feel like doing that, I'm just gonna end up hobbling around for 4 months again, you know?
Maybe, yeah. Get that device. Fucking check it out. I'm gonna look some shit up and see.
Yeah.
See if there's something I can do, because I tried my normal like things that would help pain, like stretching my hips out.
Right.
You know, trying to get, because it usually is somewhere else in your body that's making you like step wrong, or you know, run in a way that you normally wouldn't, like a weird motor pattern or something, or like you're overcompensating for something, because it's just one leg, it's just on one side. Like it's like something's triggering it to happen, and so I don't know if I need to stretch out a specific muscle group or something, but I don't know. It's just frustrating. I don't want to dwell on it. I don't like dwelling on that shit. I think it's boring. I don't want to fucking talk about injuries, and I don't want to give it too much power. So
I hear it.
We can move on for that. But otherwise, how you doing on your training? Are you think you'll be able to keep going? Are you gonna be able to do your next longer?
I don't know if I'm gonna
take it easy.
The powerlifting is going fine.
Okay.
The running's not going so hot. Well, it was going great, but then like the hip thing is like I just don't want to go down that road again where I'm just decapacitated completely, you know?
So have you stopped run? I mean, have you ran again since that 7 mile run yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm supposed to run Tuesday, but I got this therapy thing I'm doing now on Tuesdays. And so I missed that one run, and then I was scheduled to run today, but I noticed even walking around work, I was like, So I was like, I'll do my squat workout, like an abridged version of that. I was like, and then I'll walk on an incline at a decent pace for a little bit, you know. And so I did like I did like leg pressing, like 2 405 singles. Like I built up to 2 405 singles, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go bust this out real quick, you know. And then I got in like 5 minutes, my hip was just like every step. I was like, fuck me, man. I was like, god damn it. Like it's frustrating as fuck because I really, you know, I was like, man, I want to do this crazy thing of running and powerlifting at the same time, and you know, like I thought it'd be really cool. And then now it's like, man, just the hip injury's coming back, and I can't deal with another, you know, 4 months of gimping around. So I don't know if I'm just gonna have to really like focus on getting myself like healed up somehow. But I just not sure if running is in the cards for me like that, you know, like if running marathons, like I could go like, you know, walk jogs, it worked out fine for 100 miles, you know, over a month, which is, you know, pretty high.
Maybe you can walk then for the next, you know what I mean? Like if you're not, see what you can do until like April, and maybe start the half marathon with me, like training. Give it another few months of just walking.
Okay.
Drop some weight. You know
yeah. Because I figured like I'm still gonna do like, you know, like cardio. I'm not just giving up, and I'm not, and like
yeah.
I was thinking I could do this competition at 201. That's very realistic, you know. And if I get lighter, cool. But it's like I don't really hit, like right now. I could just kind of maintain where I'm at because I'm right in that range. And you know, just keep eating healthy, getting stronger, getting more fit. And like I'm sure I will lose weight because I'm like consistently getting 10,000 steps just at work. So it's like my output is just on my normal calorie output is far greater since I switched jobs, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm back in the gym like very regularly. And other than my deadlift, all my lifts are coming right back. My deadlift is 405, but I've been deadlifting 405 for fucking, well, I guess all my lifts except for my bench, I've been at that level for 5 years, you know. But walking back in a month in and I'm already pressing 275 is pretty nice. And I'm got my squat back to like I can hit 405 singles regularly. That's nice, you know. And then my deadlift though, I hit a 405 double the last time I deadlifted. But I'm like forgetting that I'm coming back off a pretty fucking gnarly back injury. Yeah. So it's like I can't like I have to train cautiously. So I'm not like fucking let's go.
What's your max deadlift? What did you get in the competition?
502. Just you know just chalk and bar is 502. But then shortly thereafter, with straps, I pulled 515 last year. So.
Okay, well, I mean that's max. That's after training for weeks. Like you're at the very beginning of a training block.
Yeah.
And you, like you said, you're coming back from an injury. You haven't been deadlifting in a while. Like I think you're doing all fucking right to be at 405 at the very beginning of your block.
And I'm 20 pounds lighter than I was when I was doing those. So. You know, I just want to get my lifts to where they're not like to where they're you know, decently competitive. But I think that I can do that over. And I found out that the competition is actually in May, so it gives me a little more time.
Okay.
So you know, nothing bends or breaks. By May, I should be back in the saddle.
Specific training plan, you might want to adjust it because you're going to peak at the like a little early if you do.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, and right now, and that works out kind of to my benefit because right now I'm kind of just getting used to being under heavyweight again.
Yeah.
And getting my body like in tune to like, okay, you got brace here. You know, like even when I was deadlifting, it's like having to kind of re-coach myself into how to move. Like, I'm like, dude, like, as I was noticing, I'm like, well, no wonder your deadlift was fucking feeling like shit. You're pulling the weight and not pushing your feet down, like dumbass. Like, you know, I'm like kind of like re-yelling my technique in my head and like, but like the things that were sketchy the previous week are like, you know, I can definitely do now for sure. You know, it's like, so the weight is the same, but it's not as sketchy. It's like, okay, I can do that, and I can work from this as my base, you know, and start doing some work around that. So that's pretty cool. And I've been utilizing the leg press to alleviate some of the stress off my lower back and still get the leg volume.
Yeah.
And then I actually did. I trained abs and I did like 2 super light sets on the reverse hyper because I was like, I want to see what this does to my back. It was at the end of my workout. I was like, I want to see if this is gonna blow up my back, like the thing I'm kind of what I'm worried about. And I felt it. I was like, okay, so maybe if I do these like real light at the end, it'll slowly start to strengthen that lower back where it's not real happy.
Yeah.
Because it's
shit,
like,
that's good. I mean, you're doing pretty fucking good for just starting out and getting back into it and discovering that you don't even really have to start your training block quite yet. Like,
yeah,
you didn't have to have already started. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you got this time to acclimate. So pretty fucking good for that. Like, you're not even really full into a training block yet, like trying to peak at a certain time.
Right. And I'm thinking that I'm gonna find like an actual 12-week training block, but the thing that I'm worried about is like the set repetition is where my back gets blowed up. You know what I mean? Like, is where I start getting hurt. So I'm gonna try that out for a bit, and if it starts really affecting my lower back, like making me walk bad and stuff, I'm gonna just kind of do it my way and work around my lower back, which sounds terrible, but you know, I know how my body works at this point, and I'm pretty damn sure this is gonna be my last powerlifting competition. So
you just bodybuild, baby.
That was what I was gonna do. Just get fit, get lean, you know, just get healthy to where, you know, I could walk, make mobility like a you know, one of the days of training is just stretching everything.
Did I send you that Huberman Lab podcast?
You did. I didn't get a chance to watch it.
I'll say that, like, when you listen to that, I'd say the first hour or two, you're gonna be like, yeah, I know all this shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's almost like they're talking to the general public. You know what I mean? Like, telling them the importance of like just lifting in general, like how important it is for longevity and like being mobile at an old age, right? Like, if you want to be living independently when you're like old as fuck and not have to go into a home, you know, be able to like get around, go to the bathroom on your own, not need assistance, shit like that. Like, it's almost a necessity to weight train.
Right.
And and they're just doing a lot of explaining like the benefits to different things, like training for speed and what that looks like, training for power output, what that's like, and training for muscle growth and what that's like, and like, you know, explaining the difference between hypertrophy and strength and stuff like that. And so at first it's kind of like, I would say for people who don't know anything about it, like, it's a great fucking, especially like if you want the explanation for why shit is the way it is, like, it's a great fucking podcast. You got 2 scientists talking fucking.
And whose podcast science. Is this again?
What's his name? Huberman. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know that dude. Yeah.
Yeah, like, he's been on Rogan and shit.
Yeah. He was on Bert Kreischer's recently too.
Yeah. He was. But my buddy Kurt, I've heard of him before because I saw him on Rogan. But my buddy Kurt put me onto that podcast specifically. Like he found it, became kind of obsessed with it because a guy was talking about, like, had people on talking about the cold therapy and shit, right? Like,
yeah, he's like the man
the
of
benefits
that, right?
of it. Yeah, like the benefits and like what you need to actually stimulate what you want out of the cold therapy and shit like that. Cold showers versus cold plunge, all this shit. Anyway, but it's like a 4-hour podcast. They go in deep on different like modalities and what you need as you age. And the interesting fact, and I don't know if I sent it to you or not, I think I did, but the interesting quote that I pulled out of it was like that people over 40 will generally lose about 1% of their
you just sent me
strength of their strength per year after 40.
Yeah, fuck that. We ain't doing that.
And then
I know when you sent me that, I was like, is this a message? Is this like a jab at my age? What are we doing here, Brett?
Well, I mean, and I'm approaching 42, so that's my 40 as well, not 42. But
yeah.
But then they also talk about the like not just the strength, but like your actual muscle size. We all know muscle size goes down. It goes down at an even more drastic rate, right? Like 2 to 3% per year. So almost double to triple the rate that your strength goes down, your muscle shrink. And they say that you can't quite negate that, but you can mitigate it somewhat by like that's just natural. That happens to the human body after 40. But depending on how much mass and strength you already have, that's going to be quite different. Like a guy who can't bench press 135 hits 40, he's just going to get really fucking weak by the time he's 70 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
But what's also encouraging about it is for people who are like new to it or haven't been into it in a while or whatever, like it's not too late to get the effects. Like if you're already 50 or whatever and you're never really a lifter, you can still drastically mitigate that muscle and strength loss and actually you can actually build some muscle and strength at a very late age. They did a study on over 90-year-olds where these guys actually put on mass and strength after 90.
Really?
Introducing weight training into their life.
At 90?
So, yes. Yes. So, and it was a crazy amount too. It was like 200 to 300% increase from what they had, so.
I'm going to chill until I'm 90 then, and then just put on other games.
And there's also stuff like, strength training, or weight training. Also, at certain ages increases bone density and strength. They say you get the most benefit at like under 30 years old. So in your 20s for the most part, and then into your 30s. Once you hit 40, it's kind of hard to fix anything with your bone density. You're kind of where you're at with that. But that it's never too late. I mean, you always want to never think like, I wasn't into it. It's not going to do anything for me now. I'm already too old. Like it's always going to benefit you to get into weight training. And a lot of the podcast is just explaining to the audience, the differences in the modalities. Like, strength is way different than muscle. You could have a whole bunch of muscle, but a much smaller guy with less muscle mass can be way stronger than the guy with a whole bunch of muscle mass. You know what I mean? Like, depending on how you train it.
Exactly, because it's like, are you training for strength or hypertrophy, right?
Yeah, it's like look at the fact. I mean, look at the facts. Like, look at a Mr. Olympia, right, compared to the world's strongest man. They're very different physiques.
The world's strongest man usually it looks like a tub of ice cream, but with big ass shoulders and traps. Right.
And that bodybuilder probably has more muscle mass overall, but it doesn't matter. The muscle on the strength athlete is built for strength. Like it's a different But yeah, the best thing they say is to work on all the modalities and regularly, right? So like,
did you see that Eddie Hall is gonna bodybuild?
I don't know. I still don't know if he's trolling, dude. I still.
He seems pretty. He seems pretty serious. I follow him pretty close, and people are doing podcasts in reaction to. I guess he's 370. He says he's gonna bulk to 405 then cut.
Jesus.
I know, it's like, bro, you don't need to bulk.
No, you're good. You're good.
Like, I feel like like to maintain 370, you have to be eating like on an average. I mean, with the amount of strength and muscle mass that he has, and he's not the most beautiful specimen. Not to be a hater, but
no, and he's short too. He's not a tall. Like a lot of those World's Strongest Man dudes, like are fucking tall as fuck, right?
Yeah, like Brian Shaw, Thor, like those guys are humongous.
He's a little guy.
Yeah, I mean, little guy for World's Strongest Man. He's like,
what is he, 5'11" or something? 6 foot, maybe?
Oh, hold on.
He's
sorry.
little.
Old folk podcast problems. Hold up. We got to know.
Yeah, I remember like looking at it and I'm like, Jesus, like he's really short compared to a lot of the other guys.
Yeah.
And he's weighing almost as much as those guys.
He's 6'3", bro.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but it even shows in the little image in comparison. Hafthor Julius Bjornsson, Hafthor Bjornsson, 6'9", and Brian Shaw is 6'8", and he goes neck and neck with these dudes.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. You see them next to each other. It doesn't look like he should be able to move the same kind of weights that they do.
Yeah, it's but then him and and I mean, Thor beat him, but before that, Eddie Hall had the world record for deadlift.
Yeah.
You know, he
what
was it like 1,000 pounds?
It was ridiculous. Yeah, I watched him break that record. I remember. And
he was bleeding out his eyes. It was insane.
I'm really enjoying him and Brian Shaw doing their commentary on shit. I don't know if you've noticed this, but they do all kinds of like reaction videos and shit now, and he does a lot of silly skits and stuff. I love it.
Yeah, it's cool that they're cool like that, and they kind of like, I don't think that because he used to do that, try and do that with Thor, but I don't think Thor got the joke of it. Cause he's like, he'd call me like, "What are you doing, you fat bastard?" He's like, "I'm not fat, bro." Like, you know, I mean, yeah. Oh,
I like that. So Eddie Hall's the first like strongman powerlifter type that I've seen really like lean into the social media game and like really like be funny and like put out viral videos and shit. Like I think he's taken full advantage at where other people didn't. Like you didn't hear much about World's Strongest Man.
And Larry Wills, you know, I mean, initially he's a powerlifter bodybuilder. Yeah. So, you know, he's the world's strongest world's strongest bodybuilder after, you know, he has that moniker now that Stan Efferding gave that to him. You know, and Stan Efferding is the one that got Thor down to like 429 with abs to train for World's Strongest Man the year he won. He became his like nutrition coach. So, you know, and he's the one that, you know, Stan Efferding, if people don't know, he's, you know, used to be known as the world's strongest bodybuilder. Like he like put a Hummer on the line about anybody that wanted to have any bodybuilders that wanted to have a powerlifting competition with him. And so, anyway, he also is the one that's trained John Jones to get up to put on the weight, the size to be a heavyweight. But then something that I saw this week that sparked my interest is, do you know who Henry Cejudo is?
No.
Okay, he's an Olympic wrestler turned MMA flyweight and what is it, like 135, 125 double champ. You know, they call him the like king of cringe, but he's training with Stan Efferding now because he's coming out of retirement to fight for the belt against Sterling. So that is interesting. And Triple C, they call him Cejudo Cringe King, or I don't know how it's Triple C, but whatever. He's fighting. So John Jones is coming back.
Yes.
Right. He's gonna fight Cyril Gane for the belt, which is huge. I mean, this is gonna be a
heavyweight belt. Right?
Heavyweight belt. You know, they call that the baddest man on the planet. And then Henry Cejudo, who's been training with John Jones, is also coming back fighting for a belt. And
is he moving up in weight?
No, he's gonna be it's the 135 belt, the Sugar Shane weight class.
Okay.
So that's gonna be very interesting because they're under the tutelage as far as dietary needs from Stan Efferding. So I'm really interested to see how much of a factor that plays into what goes on. I mean, John Jones has a very interesting fight on his hands with Cyril Gane because it's like when it was supposed to be Francis Ngannou, who's a champion, but he left UFC because he wanted a way better deal than they're ready to cut. But so it's Jones versus Cyril, and that's going to be a nasty fight because Cyril's more explosive, way more well-rounded of a fighter. He's a scary matchup for John Jones, but we're talking about fucking John motherfucking Bones Jones.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a nasty, crazy, insane fight. And I think,
when is that, in March?
Yeah. And I haven't been more excited for a fight in a long time, to be honest.
I'll have to watch that. My buddy Justin's really into UFC. And for I'm talking for the last 15 years, he's been like, hey, man, we should get together and get a UFC fight. Watch it. I'm always like, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. Maybe I'll do it for that.
Yeah, and then I guess Connor is going to host. Do you know what Tough is?
No. What is it?
The Ultimate Fighter. It's like kind of a Grand Prix, if you will, where they have one UFC kind of veteran coach two teams.
Oh yeah, I know what it is. The Ultimate Fighter, the show.
Yeah. So so I guess they have it. This is what people are speculating.
So he's going to be a coach on there.
Yeah, for a second time. He was before against Uriah Faber. Yeah, against Uriah Faber, but Faber couldn't fight, so he fought Chad Mendes, the one that he knocked out at the end after getting wrestle fucked for a long time. So, but yeah, that's how he became the interim champion. Previous to him fighting Jose Aldo and really exploding onto the scene when he knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds or whatever, record knockout against the GOAT. And Jose Aldo is going to get was the first to be announced for this year's Hall of Fame draft. So that's huge because he deserves it. I mean, he went a decade without getting beat. After Conor, Jose never really was Jose Aldo again. But before that, he was, just unstoppable. And I remember betting on Conor, and everybody's like, "You're fucking crazy," and I was like, "Yeah, that's crazy, whatever, I'll bet on this dude." And then it was a 13-second fight, and everybody's mad at me because I took their money, but that's all right.
Oh, nice! I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and then so I'm thinking Conor versus Chandler is what people are saying. Michael Chandler. He is a dude that came over and hasn't been super successful, but he has some wins. He's probably top 5 fighter, one of the top 5, top 7 fighters. I'm not sure exactly where he's ranked, but that'd be an interesting fight because they're both super. When Michael Chandler comes in the ring, he's explosive. He's coming at you. He's doing all kinds of shit. He's making moves. He did just lose to Dustin Poirier by way of rear naked choke, so that was his last fight. But he did sweep Tony Ferguson with a brutal front kick to the mouth. That
was Conor's last fight too, right?
Yeah, where he broke his leg.
Yeah.
And who knows how that fight would have went if Conor hadn't broken his leg.
Yeah.
But he was that was the trilogy fight, and Conor lost it in horrific fashion when but Conor is a fucking tank right now, so I don't even know if he can get back down to 155.
Yeah, it's wild. Like I've been thinking about that too. Like I don't
People are
know, does he come
speculating.
back at a higher weight class? Or
Yeah, I'm like, he looks like, he could come back at 170 and be thick enough and strong enough if he's still fast. But I've been watching some of his training videos. He's still got it. I mean, for sure. And he's kicking with that leg that was broken that has the steel rod.
He's not very tall, is he? Like 5'8" or something?
He's 5'9".
5'9"? Okay. See, I feel like, has he ever showed like him step on a scale? Because he says how much he weighs, and I think it's like over 200, right?
Oh,
like
currently, Connor's an exaggerator. I don't think he's over 200.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like he act like
he might be honestly, 200 pounds, but
I think he's getting some good angles a lot of these times. Like I know he's big. He's big.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like he's not at his fighting weight, but like
if you even at 200 pounds, if he went through a training camp, cut 10 doing that, and then stripped 20 pounds of water weight, because that's about average that they take out in water. You know, he's 170 pounds, rehydrates up. He's a $190 in the ring.
I don't see, honestly, at 5'9", I'm not sure I don't know if he's touching 200 pounds. I really doubt it, man.
I mean, but like the pictures of me and my most ripped, I'm like 177, and I'm 5. According to my driver's license, I guess. I thought it was 5'6", but I was looking at my driver's license, it says I'm 5'5", so.
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. And his chest is like, he looks like he bench presses now. It did not look like he bench pressed before.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He always had kind of a sunken in chest, I felt like.
And
now it looks pretty fucking.
And I've never really
juicy.
Yeah, I've never really he does look very juicy. He looks very sauced. There's a lot of speculation about reasons for him leaving the testing pool.
Sure.
But, whatever. He wants to go be a movie star and get all fucking jacked up. Good for him.
Whatever, I don't care.
He's clean. If he's clean when he comes back to fight, good on him. If he did that to get healed up and get healthy, okay. Whatever, dude.
Yeah, I feel like if he's done fighting, I don't give a fuck, man.
Yeah,
let's go.
Like Donald Cerrone, he looks way more scary fucking now.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's just straight up about it.
Okay, like even The Rock, like so. You remember when The Rock was best? Like clearly he was on some gear. He was fucking big, but like he was soft. You know what I mean? Soft.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's fucking 30 years older now and like fucking solid rock.
Yeah.
Like striations, fucking vascularity. Like he just looks ridiculous.
He looks like a legit fucking superhero in Black Adam. And they're like, no, that's not CGI. That's just him.
Yeah.
It's like, well, fuck, man. And Derek and Joe went into that pretty deep on.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever though. I don't care. He wants to make movies, and he
tried it once when he was a teenager.
Dude, yeah. He had like a lot of shoulder to grow into. I think when he was 15, that boy was all head and shoulders.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah,
he's a football player, man.
But yeah, I mean, good on The Rock. Whatever, he's doing his thing. I'm not mad at him. I don't give a fuck. Nobody hates on Arnold for fucking saucing his fucking dick off.
No. I don't think Arnold denies that he did, though.
Yeah, but nobody's ever straight up. I've never seen anybody be like, ask The Rock, have you ever done steroids? I've never. Yeah. There's never a conversation I've seen.
Well, apparently they did. And what he said was,
he and
some friends tried it when he was really young, and then they got bitch tits, and they were like, nah.
Oh, that's how he got his gyno. I got mine through puberty. Fucking bullshit.
So, speaking of movies.
Yeah.
And shows. What have you been watching, man?
So we'll start with the stuff that's relevant. The Devil's, I think it's called The Devil to Pay. That was good.
The Devil to Pay.
Okay, it's about this Appalachian gal, African American gal, and she goes to a more affluent Appalachian family and says that she had sent her husband to go retrieve something, and he didn't. He had to go. So it's about these two powerful Appalachian families, and this gal gets caught in the middle of it, and it's kind of a life or death situation for her, and she is not affluent as her antagonist, and she has to find a way to squirm out of it, and it seems like cards are heavily stacked against her, and it's very.
What era is this in? Is this like now or back in the day?
I want to say it's the 70s because she was driving like a Lincoln Continental and then like kind of older pickup trucks and stuff. But like a lot of the houses didn't have power because it's like in a very, very rural area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what's that on?
That's on the flicks. That's on Netflix.
Okay.
Speaking of Netflix, you hear about this shit where they're gonna make you start paying extra for people outside of your house on your account?
What?
Yeah, that's coming.
How the fuck? I mean, how can they even fucking?
They've already tested it in South American countries, and it's coming to the United States near you, to make up for all the loss of the drop in subscribers.
Yeah, well, they got so many other people to compete with now. Netflix used to own the fucking streaming game, dude.
Yeah. So now it's
different world now. You got Max, you got fucking Amazon stepped it up. Like,
yep. I mean,
Apple, which I never watch Apple TV shit.
I don't either. I ain't
into it.
I don't have.
There's been nothing on there that I went, oh man, I gotta see that.
There was something my boss sent me, and I tried to click into it, but I don't have an Apple account, so I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens when we get there with the Netflix.
Yeah. So what about the what about the Last of Us?
The Last of Us.
How you feeling after episode 2?
I'm really enjoying it, man. I never played the game. Didn't know anything. I knew it was like a post-apocalyptic story. You know, otherwise I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah,
I knew. I'm digging it.
I just knew it was a zombie show. That's all I knew walking in. It just definitely got some you never know who's gonna survive vibes going.
Yes.
With spoiler, if fast forward 5 seconds, when Tess dies.
Well, actually, hold on. You do know who's gonna survive. The fucking girl and the main character.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like everybody else is gonna come and go.
Everybody else is fair game. I feel like,
I thought Tess was gonna be all right, man.
Yeah, me too. And I don't know if like she's in the game and that's a thing. I have no idea. But I do know that they've changed some. Like, I think I watched like an after credits thing on it, where they kind of go into the show or whatever and talk about the making of it.
Yeah.
And I guess that originally they're not dealing with zombies so much out in the town. Like when they get out in the city, outside the walls, the big thing is that they're running from the military still.
Yeah.
In the game. But they decided to go with this angle instead, and they thought it added a little bit of like.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you don't want they did a kind of hint.
It's a zombie show, man. Show the zombies.
Yeah, and these zombies are ugly as fuck. Well, it's because it's like a cordyceps mushroom that has evolved to take over humans. So it's kind of
yeah, I do. I really dig that. I really dig the storyline of like how the zombies happen, and that there's no way, there's no way to find a cure. There's just not. That's not part of it, right? Like,
yeah.
Apparently there might be. It's like that's the crux of the show, but like the whole thing from the beginning was like, you can't create a vaccine to this. You can't. We're just dying. I'm gonna die. We're just gonna fucking die. That's just all.
I like how the cordyceps are all related and they can like communicate through the ground to tell the other zombies.
Yes. You know, and I would have thought this was like kind of silly and far. I would have thought it was kind of silly and far fetched if I hadn't watched that episode of Rogan when he had the
Right.
mushroom guy on,
Yeah.
who told all about all these like how crazy mushrooms are, and that there really are like there's a massive fucking mushroom, whatever you call it, like collective or whatever under the ground.
Right.
That's like the biggest organism on Earth or something like that. Like, and all the shit that he talked about how like they can communicate in some way. And there's like, I'm like, oh shit. Like that's why this story works so well for me.
And I heard on Rogan also, like, even plants can kind of do a thing where they'll like make their leaves bitter, something's eating them.
Yeah.
And so like, oh, this tastes like shit. I'm not.
Yeah. Plants got all kinds of defense mechanisms and like can almost like warn other plants of shit. Like it's wild. It's wild.
Hey, do you know about this podcast? They're messaging our IG account, and I think that they thought it was you. I think you talked to him, Jeff Sloboda.
Yes.
The MCU's Bleeding Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was telling me they got some pretty cool stuff coming up. So yeah. So shout out to them for engaging.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot I was going to talk about that a little. Seems like he told me they're going to go over a lot of the same stuff we go over. But yeah,
did you say that he reached out to your work account?
No, to the Long Lost Brothers Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he knows I'm connected to that. So,
yeah. I
had him on early on the Marvel Plus podcast. So,
very good, very good.
But yeah, I think everybody knows. Like most of the people who follow Marvel Plus know that I have other podcasts like Long Lost Brothers, and you've been on there. We've talked about that before. So, yeah, it's a collective.
Yeah, very much so. And so there's this show the movie I want to watch, Megan.
You want to see Megan?
Oh yeah.
I have no interest in seeing Megan, dude.
What?
Yeah, I think it looks ridiculous. I think it looks dumb.
What's that other one about the female that wants to be a exorcist?
Oh, I don't know. I never heard of it.
Pray for Us All or something like that.
Oh, I haven't seen that. What?
Hang on.
See a trailer for it or something?
Yeah, I know somebody that knows the title.
I want to see Knock at the Cabin.
Pray for Us All? Pray for the Devil. That's what it's called.
Okay, and it's about a woman who wants to be an exorcist?
Yeah, and this is like kind of before that was allowed, so
huh.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited to see it. It looks good.
What's that on? Is that on Netflix as well?
No, that's in the theaters still right now.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, update. I guess it's gonna be Connor and Tony Ferguson coaching Tough.
Oh, okay.
So that'd be a badass football fight.
Interesting.
Yes, very interesting. I feel like Tony's no longer in his prime, but his jiu-jitsu will give Connor definitely a run for his money.
Is Connor in his prime?
I would not say Connor's in his prime either, but I feel like that the striking goes in Connor's favor. Not by a lot, but I feel like Tony's coming off some pretty hard losses, and I feel like Connor is not going to get steamrolled by him by any means. It's not going to. If Connor loses, it's going to be by submission. I feel like.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to get back in that. I was checking out Jeff's a little bit, and then I switched back to my profile, and there's an update on who's been asked to coach. So I thought I'd give a real time update there. So
yeah, we're known for our real time updates, man. We got to stay in the know. Next time we're like, what's the movie called? What's it called? I don't know, man. Look it up. No, look it up.
I know. I really am an old man. Really
Um,
feeling it. I'm really feeling in this 40-year-old role of mine. Next time we do a live show, though, there is updates to the studio. Got some.
Nice.
Yeah, I got some cool. Those old tin posters that are Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get a little collection in the background.
Oh, nice.
I got a Flash, Captain America, and a Hulk, and I plan on adding so the whole background is comic book related.
Yeah. Build out the aesthetic of the studio.
Yeah. Shout out to the missus for giving me that idea, because I had the Captain America one, and then my son bought me a Flash one for Christmas, and then she ordered me a Hulk one, so I figured I'd keep going and just make this whole back wall comic book themed.
Yeah, whenever one of these years, when I'm no longer podcasting from a truck every night, I got a plan, man. I got a plan. I'm building a collection of like background art and shit for when I do have a studio. Just slowly but surely. I've got a giant mural though of like all at least the Avengers universe of Marvel characters, right?
Yeah.
It's a giant like canvas with like every character except the X-Men, right? So,
yeah.
And eventually, obviously, I can add, like, I could get a whole nother mural of all the X-Men. That would be fucking badass.
I used to have that poster that had every Marvel character in it. That was a cool.
Yeah,
that was a cool
it is, dude. It is dope. It's fucking great. I found it. I think it was at like Hobby Lobby or some shit like that, and it was like all their like large print things were like 50% off. I was like, oh shit, and pick that bad boy up. It's a big canvas piece. But fuck yeah. Anyway, I'm slowly building up what will eventually be the art in my background of my studio when I do have a studio someday.
Yeah, and I got like a sound condenser, like a microphone attachment, so the back of my microphone catches the sound, so it's not as echoey.
Yeah.
And then I got a secondary monitor, but I cannot get it to fucking work, and it's driving me crazy.
Well, I'm jealous of the shit you have because I don't have none of that. I don't have a desk. I don't have a fucking desk. I don't have a microphone. Like nothing. So
I got 2 cameras. I'm having trouble getting my good camera to work. So.
Yeah, I don't have a camera.
I need like a fucking IT guy to come over for like 45 minutes and fix all my shit.
Yeah, get it sorted out. I got So that reminded me, talking about setting up a room or whatever. My oldest son Asher, he has now taken an interest in lifting, and I'm not sure exactly why. I think he might want to impress the ladies. I know he wants to go out for track this year, but he wants to start lifting some weights.
Yeah, you've been talking about getting the home gym open back up. What's going down with that?
Yeah, so we have this project of like going through our house and kind of getting rid of things we don't need and shit. And the plan is to go through like room by room, and it's going to be a process, like a room per week or something. We're supposed to work on it. And that was going to be the last room we work on because it's like where it's basically storage room, right?
Right.
All the other rooms are like lived in. So it was going to be last, but he asked as a special request for his birthday, which is coming up, that we prioritize that room first so that we can get to the weights again.
Over this winter, I want to see a bulk and cut Brett.
A bulk and cut me?
Yeah, I want to see you put on the mass and then shred it out.
The winter's almost over. You mean next year?
No. Yeah. I know you've already got your goals in place. But
maybe. I don't know, man.
I want to see that body build, Brett. That creatine protein shake, Brett.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to do it. I don't know about the bulk. I just feel like I'm at an age where like a bulk is like, I don't know, man.
Just get on your.
Bulking's a young man's game, dude. Like intentionally adding body fat is a young man's game. because it's so much harder the older you get to lose it.
I'm not talking like adding 50 pounds. I want to see you like get sized up and then chisel down in the spring.
Yeah.
I want to see what's the next size, like the next size between medium and large, because you're like a true medium, right? Like that's your shirt size.
I don't know. Maybe.
I want to see a large. Large Brett.
Yeah. Okay.
Big shoulder Brett.
I'll think about it.
You don't even gotta train legs. Just acquire some mass in the upper. I want to see you benching two wheels Brett.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'd love to. I like seriously when I want to get back into lifting, and I was just wanted to I want to put some mass back on. I don't know about the full-on bulk, just because I don't want to get heavy and like fucking be sluggish when I run. But we'll see. You
can't even run right now. Your knee's fucked up. Get on it, Doug.
Nick Bear's doing it, so I guess I can fucking do it. Why not?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, it'd be tight.
He just did a like an 8-month bulk, but he was coming out of a marathon, like the lightest he's been almost ever. Like 190 pounds or something. It bulked up to like 230. And now he's cutting. He's going to do a bodybuilding show.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm like my plan. Like, it's really pissing me off. This hip thing's coming back. It's like really putting a fucking cramp in my fucking noodles. But so my goal was to just utilize this powerlifting deal to kind of get some size and strength on while I run, and then just get fucking shredded out the summer. So it's like,
yeah,
but I can still, do that and still maintain, walk it out. Keep, like on days that I'd run, I'm just going to, instead of those runs, I think I'm just going to walk and stretch. If I'm going to try and get some running in, but if it's hurting, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm limping around and not able to move freely or do the things I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I don't want to be like holding up hikes this summer, because me and Kimberly are definitely planning on getting a bunch of hikes in the spring and summer. That's something that we've talked about getting back into, because it's super good for both of our mental health, and it's just a beautiful way to spend a Saturday,
Super good for your physical health, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and just it's good to get in the car, go on a nice little road trip with my girl, and go see some cool fucking trees and hike it out, and then go get a nice meal and stay over in a hotel. And we got away from that, and it kind of our relationship is still very strong, but I feel like we had a lot of fun doing that, and that's something that we want to get back into, because it comes up on our Facebook memories. It's like, man, it's been a while since we've done that. We need to make that happen.
Yeah, so it ain't been that long. I feel like you guys were going last summer.
Yeah, I mean, we've been on some hikes, but not like we used to. We went on one, and I banged up my bottom of my car, and it freaked me out. So I've been kind of like,
yeah.
But I'm sure we'll find a way around that. Yeah, my car was acting fucking weird. I didn't change. It's diesel, and you had to change the fuel filter like often, and I never knew that, and so I just drove it for the last 3 years on the same fuel filter, and you're supposed to change it Yeah. But it seems to be doing better now. I had a light.
I still can't get over that you drive a diesel car. Like, I really thought I thought those were relics. I thought they didn't make diesel cars. Like, I really did. I was like, I thought they made some diesel cars like in the 70s. I didn't know they fucking still made diesel cars. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's like 45, 50 miles a gallon on the highway. It's torquey, 170 horse. Good car.
It really gets that much fucking gas mileage on the highway?
Yeah. Like, I think 51 is like the record. If it's flat and long, that motherfucker.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, the gas is more expensive, but yeah, that thing is great gas mileage without
sacrifice. Is diesel fucking crazy expensive right now? Like, out there?
It's like five and some change.
Well, how much is regular unleaded?
How much is regular gas, babe?
Like $3.75 or something?
Yeah, like 375, 379, something like that. Probably like round 4.
Okay. Well, here it's like 330, 340.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I've seen the difference between regular unleaded and this is a fucking very stimulating, fascinating conversation for the fucking listeners. But there's in my life, I've seen these crazy fluctuations that make no sense to me. Like, I've seen periods of time where diesel was way cheaper.
Same. I know. I was like,
and it makes sense to me that it would be cheaper because it's less refined.
Yeah, it's a dirtier fuel, but now it's way more expensive. Now it's way more expensive.
But I've also seen it to where it's like just a little bit more all the time. And now there's like this drastic difference where like diesel's way more expensive. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like the fucking changes. I don't know. I guess I have to understand fuel better or something but I always thought when I was younger, I always thought like, oh, it's always going to stay like that where like gas is this much, diesel is $1 more or whatever, like, or $1 less or what have you. And now, but it's all over the place. Sometimes it's cheaper, sometimes it's more, and I'm just fucking, I'm completely lost. And I'm a truck driver, like, and I couldn't tell you why. I have no fucking idea why that is.
All right.
Anyway, like I said, fucking fascinating conversation for everyone to. I know they came here for this. That's what they come to Long Lost Brothers for.
Yeah, for just this, that, and the other.
A discussion of weather and the gas prices. Fucking old man hour here at the Long Lost Brothers podcast.
We want to talk about our bad hips and knees and.
Yeah, that's what the fuck's going on here. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to talk about being old. I said I wasn't going to talk about being old.
Well,
that was one of my things. I'm not going to talk about being old.
Talk about her. Not there.
Yeah. I don't refuse to believe it. Look, actually, that's something I did want to talk about though. Your wife is a bit younger than you, so she's probably not like if she says like, "Oh, I'm getting old," she's probably kind of joking. You know, remember that age? Remember when you was in your like late 20s? You're like, "Oh, I'm getting old, man." And people were like, "Get the fuck out of here!" You're like, "I'm almost 30. I'm a fucking old." You know, like, listen. So my wife is my same age. She's a little bit younger, like a year, not even a year younger. But like everything about aging freaks her the fuck out. Whereas me, I'm way more fucking like she'll try to make fun of me for like the old things about me, like, oh, where did this fucking gray in your beard come from? You know, like I roll with it. I don't mind. I'm like, yeah, I kind of like it. You know, I think it looks pretty good. But like with her, when she thinks about herself getting old, like she's like, I'll be like, I think I see a gray hair. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, no, it's just like one. It's not like crazy. I'm like, it's not weird. You're gonna get some gray hairs in there, a couple strands here or there. And but for her, it's like, oh my God. But for me, it's like, we were talking about it, and it's like, I think that has to do with just like societal standards of like men and women, right? Like, women are less valuable the older they get. Men, not as much. Like, men, it kind of means like, oh, you're probably more established. You got your shit together. Like, they say men look distinguished with a little gray. You know,
every time I notice a gray hair, Kimberly's like, no, that's been there, dude. She's like, that's not new.
Well, my beard just keeps going more and more and more gray. And
is that what's up with the baby face shave you've been going with for a while?
No, that's because I can't grow a beard.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I grow a mustache, I grow a goatee, but I can't grow no beard. I got nothing on the sides, dude. It's all neck beard and fucking goatee.
I've been battling the neck beard. It's like it's because that's the part I trim is my neck a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, it's like you know how when girls shave their legs and it comes back more predominantly. That's what's going on with my neck now. It's like
yeah, that's all I got. I can't. My cheeks, they'll never grow in. There's just all there's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do.
Yeah. Well.
So
we're not all meant
forever. So that's why I just keep it trimmed. I keep it trimmed short. I don't shave with a razor. I haven't shaved with a razor in like years.
Yeah, I just use the beard trimmer. Just get it.
Yeah.
Like,
so like every 2 or 3 days, I do a once over with the beard trimmer, and that's all I do. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like razors just like then you gotta put aftershave and you like get the
razor
for ingrown hair. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I actually think I look a little better with a little stubble.
Yeah.
I don't like how I look. We're like freshly shaven.
I hate how I look without a beard. Fuck that.
I think it actually makes me look older, strangely, even though my beard is getting gray. Like, I feel like I look older. I probably don't. Like, other people probably be like, no, you look a lot younger without your fucking shitty facial hair. But, like, I feel like, for some reason, when I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, it brings out my eyes more, you know? I look better. I think I look better. It, like, accents my face where when I have a little stubble. But, like, when I freshly shave, I'm like, oh, you can see every wrinkle in my face when I do that.
Yeah,
that's how
I just
like,
look,
I look double chin.
I look jowly without my beard. Oh,
yeah, nice little double chin, little wrinkles.
Before we wrap up, we have something we have to talk about.
Let's talk.
Let's talk about these Bengals.
Oh yes, we're getting closer to a Long Lost Brothers Super Bowl episode, man.
Yeah, because the Niners, we took it home, baby. We beat the Dallas Cowboys. They did a very valiant effort, but they fucking sucked my dick. So, man, I'm not gonna lie, that was a close game. That was a tight game. But
yeah, man. I mean, we could literally be seeing a Cincinnati, San Francisco fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
One more week. That's all it takes. One more fucking week.
I know. It's like, come on. I know. And now, like, I never gave a shit about the Bengals. So I found out it was your team. Now I'm like, I got this.
Let's go.
I set that to like my game notifications. I'm like, I gotta see what's going on with my brother's team.
Yeah, you're a Bengals fan now, and I'm a Niners fan. It's like,
it's like, man, because we got. If that happens, we're gonna have it'll be a house divided. Ooh.
It would be fun though. I think that would be so much fun, man. I'm excited just for the possibility. Like every time they win, I'm like, oh, it's getting closer to happening. You know, it's like,
yeah. I'm like, this might really fucking happen.
Are the Niners on a streak? Like, I don't know what.
Yeah, no, I think we're 12 games, 0 losses.
Okay, I think we're like 8 or 9. It might be more.
If we win the Super Bowl, it'll be like a 15 game streak. Which is that's a fucking season. Even if we lose, we still had a badass motherfucking season. Like, you know, I mean, fucking the boys are on fire.
You're in the championship game.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know, man. Like, I mean, good on both teams for just getting to the fucking AFC and NFC championship game, but like, just next week's gonna be fucking, or this week is gonna be fucking like. I'm gonna be able to answer
on Facebook. If my team loses, you might not see me on Facebook for a while. I ain't trying to hear
shit. Well, if my team wins and your team loses, then you got to be a Bengals fan, right?
Oh, guaranteed.
For the Super Bowl.
Yeah. If the Niners lose and your team wins, I'm definitely going. I'm going for the Bengals, 100%.
Yeah.
How could you not?
Yeah, and vice versa.
Right.
I'm Niners all the way.
Well, it's just like, okay, so the big rivalry, even within my household, you know, especially, is Kimberly is a huge Seahawks fan. Yeah. And I have been a Niners fan since 1989. So.
Hey, I've been a Bengals fan since 1988.
Gang.
Nice.
So it's like,
gang.
You know, yeah, gang. So if the Niners lose, I instantly revert to, okay, I want the Seahawks to do good. Kimberly doesn't share that care for me, but but this year she has been great. I will say that. But normally she's like, fuck your team. I don't care. I hope they lose.
She's like, she don't even care. She's like, I don't care if the Seahawks are in or not. Fuck them.
She should have had a better taste in teams. It'd be easier. It's just because there's like
it's already a rivalry, right? Like,
okay, we don't live in Seattle, and we have bus stops that are painted with Seahawks stuff on them.
Yeah.
Like by the city, there's like Seahawks bus stops.
Yeah.
So it's like being a 49ers fan in this town is you're an outlier. You're not a.
Well, for sure. It's not even like it's not even in the state.
Well,
like,
Seattle.
That makes, I get it. No, Seattle is.
Yeah.
San Francisco's not. Like, I get it. I get why people there are Seahawks fans. Like, I'm a Bengals fan because it's fucking Cincinnati team. We're in Ohio.
Yeah.
You know? So I get it. I get why like people there like the Seahawks. But do they also like universally there hate the 49ers?
Yes. Yeah. Everybody hates the 49ers. That's
a rivalry in itself. Like.
Yeah. Like in the 90s, remember how it was like Cowboys and 49ers?
Yeah.
Well, now it's Seahawks and 49ers because they're the top division rivals, you know. They're the NFC West rivalry. But it's not much of a rivalry anymore because we swept them 3-0 this year. So, I mean, you know, you got to have some wins for it to be a rivalry, right?
That was always our argument. Like, me and Eva have been getting bored for the past, like, 10 fucking years because we're Ohio State fans. And the big rivalry is Ohio State, Michigan, right?
Yeah.
But we've been fucking crushing Michigan. Like, I mean, it's like 10 out of the last 12 years or some shit, right? Yeah. It's like, it's silly. It's not even a rivalry anymore. It's been a rivalry for like 100 years.
Yeah.
But we're like, is this really a rivalry? Can we change it to, can we be a Penn State rival instead or something? Like, somebody that can beat us. But the last couple of years, Michigan's been coming back, doing some things. They beat us this year, and me and Eva were actually kind of excited because it's like, oh, we might be able to actually like get excited now in the future when Michigan and Ohio State play. Because Michigan's an actual adversary again. So, our NFL thing is obviously Bengals-Browns, right? It's a fucking state rivalry. Bengals fans, you're a Browns fan. And everybody in Columbus are Browns fans. I think it's because we're a little bit closer to Cleveland. Whereas where I grew up in Springfield was a little bit closer to Cincinnati. And so there were a lot more, I feel like, Bengals fans there. But, I don't see a lot of Bengals fans at all in Columbus. We got all Brown shit in all the like grocery stores and everything. They sell Brown stuff.
Can we all agree, though, that Raiders fans are the worst? You get stabbed if you talk shit about the Raiders around a Raiders fan.
Well, yeah, man. Fucking LA, bro.
I know. It's like they don't support their teams. Well, they're the Las Vegas Raiders now.
Yeah. Well, what were they? Wait, hold on. What were they? What else were they? Okay, so they were LA Raiders.
LA, Oakland.
Oakland, and then
Oakland,
back to LA.
LA, then Oakland, then LA, then Las Vegas. And now it's the LA Chargers, isn't it?
And it was the San Diego Chargers?
Yeah.
So what's San Diego now? Do they have a team?
I don't think so.
So their team just moved to fucking LA. That's weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. And I don't know. The Chargers haven't been doing.
Wait, wasn't there also? Didn't the Rams go to LA for a while too?
Yeah.
Went to LA Rams?
Am I talking on my ass? I don't know.
I think maybe. I think it's LA Rams.
Hold on.
I don't think the Chargers went to LA. We don't know what we're talking about.
Well, no, it's the Los Angeles Chargers. It is.
Okay.
Hang on, I'll put.
The St. Louis Rams were the LA Rams. I know I'm right about that.
You are right. Hold on. It's the Los Angeles Rams. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Chargers. Los Angeles Chargers. I'm getting both. So maybe they have two football teams. I don't fucking know.
That doesn't make any sense. All right. Whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely the Los Angeles Chargers. It says Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah. Yeah, it's the LA Rams as well.
That doesn't even sound right. Like, LA Chargers doesn't even sound right. Did this just happen this year? It just sounds so wrong. Rolling off the tongue. It doesn't even flow. Like San
No.
Diego Chargers makes sense.
If you Google Rams or you Google Chargers, it says Los Angeles in front of both of them.
Strange. Strange.
It's what?
It's the Rams.
Yeah, but it also says Los Angeles Chargers.
It used to be the Chargers and stuff.
Okay, Kimberly's saying it's the Rams and that I'm an idiot.
Okay, I thought you were looking at it right now.
I am. It says Los Angeles Chargers football team.
Maybe they're like a fucking
second in the AFC. Second in the AFC West.
So, LA has 2 professional football teams.
Looks like it. Maybe I'm just a fucking idiot.
What? How can you even be wrong about this? What about San Diego Chargers? Look that up. See what that is.
Hold on. Why is there 2 NFL teams in LA? Los Angeles is the second largest city in the United States after New York. LA has a very diverse population that accounts for around 4 million people. It has 1 million more people than the biggest city.
Wow,
Chicago.
we need to know all this. Come on.
Just reading what it says. Yeah. So it said that does LA have 2 football stadiums?
2 football stadiums?
It says Los Angeles is now the home of the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers, who announced their intent to return to Los Angeles from San Diego in January 2017. The 2 teams share Sophie Stadium in Inglewood, which opened in 2020. So, yes, there is 2 NFL teams in Los Angeles.
Interesting.
And I'm not an idiot. Well, I'm an idiot, but not for that reason.
No, it's just weird that we're even confused by this, though. Like, because I didn't even if you would have said Chargers, I would have said San Diego.
Well, yeah, that's where
as long as I can remember, that's what they've been. So
yeah,
that's wild.
But to be fair, neither of us are really football fans except for when our teams are doing good.
Right. We're not on it like that. And this just proves the fuck out of that. Everyone's like, fucking fair weather fans.
I'm not a fair weather fan. I just only like the 49ers.
Right.
I'm a
same. When the Bengals are out of it, I don't give a fuck. When the Bengals suck,
I'm primarily my team sucks fan. But my team's killing it right now, so I'm fucking talking about it.
Yeah, and extra excited, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. The Bengals sucked for so fucking long, and like under Marvin Lewis, like we thought they were gonna be fucking good, and they just kept like pretending like they might be good, and they kept having 8-8 seasons, like, and they kept this coach around. I have no idea why. They kept Carson Palmer as a quarterback. I have no idea why for like a fucking decade.
Now y'all got what's his name, Burrows?
Yeah.
Joe
Burrows. And we got a new head coach, and they're fucking killing it the last 3 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
the Bengals are doing something.
Man, I don't know why they kept renewing these people's contracts.
The Bengals were good in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, they went to the Super Bowl in 1988. And then after that, though, they sucked. Like the 90s, they fucking sucked. Everyone's like, oh, the fucking Bengals suck. And they just sucked all the way up until now. Basically, they would cheer them when they got an 8-8 season. Like, oh, 500. We're doing it.
Well, I mean,
and the Browns have always sucked too, but like now, I don't know what the Browns are doing right now, but in the past 10 years, they've gotten better.
I feel
it was
bad.
Like the Bengals and the Browns was like a rivalry of the 2 fucking worst teams in the NFL. It was really fucking sad.
I feel bad for Dallas fans because they always look like they're about to do something and then they don't.
Yeah, they fucking dominate. They had a dynasty in the 90s, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was if the Niners weren't winning, it was it was the Niners and the Cowboys, and other than that, it was might as well just pack your shit. But that was many years ago. So.
Yeah, and then it was like Michael
Irvin started doing a bunch of coke, and then the Niners took Deion Sanders for their cornerback, and the wheels kind of came off.
And then in the 2000s, if you didn't have a quarterback named Brady, you probably weren't winning the Super Bowl. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, Tom Brady is a beast.
He's still a fucking beast. He's still a fucking beast.
Yeah, he should have just retired and saved his marriage though. This season fucking made him look fucking not that great.
Yeah.
And
True.
yeah,
I feel like when he went to the Buccaneers and did what he did, that should have been his last. He should have been like, proved it, bitch.
Yeah, because this year he threw a lot of interceptions.
It wasn't New England. It wasn't the coach. It wasn't the offensive line. It was me, motherfuckers. Mic drop. I'm out. Like that. Like I proved it by going to another team that wasn't that great and fucking going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and this
So,
year is just.
I'm done. Yeah.
But he had a lot of personal shit going on in his life this year that just probably just took away from, he couldn't,
For sure.
He's getting divorced, fucking losing that whole Bitcoin monies, fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. Fuck, should just focus on home. And called it, but it's just like the older UFC fighters that I got one more in me.
Yeah. It's Brett Favre,
Yeah.
It's Brett Favre with Green Bay, and then trying to hang on, and eventually they finally just gave it to Aaron Rodgers, and Brett Favre's like, I'll just go play for fucking Atlanta, or like, I'll just go fucking keep playing. It's like, dude, come on, you were so great.
Yeah,
like
dude,
I loved Brett Favre with the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, so you just gotta know, you gotta know when to hang it up. I mean, it's like he could still coach. He can still fucking, there's a lot he can still do in the game. Just, he just can't throw the football anymore. I mean, better than me, obviously.
And it's not that he can't, you know what I mean? It's just that, like...
He shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's just,
like,
he's
the fact that you can and are choosing not to is almost better than, like, having to... Like, then you don't have to say it's because I can't do it anymore. You can just say it's like, I'm choosing not to do it. I can absolutely... And he proved that with his Buccaneers first season.
He could have Khabib'd him, just been like... beat everybody, and now I'm out. See you.
Yep.
Yeah.
He proved his point. He's like one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I mean, he's still legendary. So is Troy Aikman.
Absolutely. What NFL players don't have fucking, issues at home? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's a whole podcast about it.
Come on.
Crime and sports.
Oh yeah, his legacy I don't think is tarnished as a football player anyway.
It is tarnished as fucking. He got a bunch of money from them, like raising money for cancer or some shit, and just kept the money.
Yeah.
Ugh, come on, Brett.
I get it, but as a player,
yeah,
you can't take that away from him.
No. All right. We have gone a little over, and I'm going to wrap it up. I got a dope-ass reel out on Cole with a K. Go check that out. I'm pretty proud of it. And then, and that's all the content I produced. I know I was going to do this Jesse show, but things have gotten a little more hectic in my personal life than I've started some therapy stuff, so I'm kind of just focusing on that for now. But
not Tom Brady hectic.
Nah.
Just like
Kimberly's sticking around.
Yeah, just like the regular kind of hectic. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little more busy. So, anywho.
Let's wrap it up. The last couple episodes, we have not been telling people where to follow us,
I know.
Whatever.
Kimberly even said that. She goes, "You didn't do the thing at the end." I was like,
gotta do the segment.
The plugs.
Yeah.
All right, so check it out. You gotta follow the real Brett Scott on TikTok, Twitter, on Instagram. Follow the Long Lost Brothers on Facebook. Follow Long Lost Brothers _podcast on the gram. Follow Cole _Witta_K on the motherfucking gram. And I have a TikTok, but nobody wants to watch it. So don't follow that. Follow me on Twitter if you feel so inclined. You find me. Just type in Jesse Cole. You'll find it. And I think that's it. Follow the Daily BS on YouTube.
Yeah, do that.
That's a good one. And Marvel Plus will be coming back soon.
It will, yeah. And I've been putting a bunch of Patreon shit out, like I promised to do in my goals this year. So
yeah. Oh yeah, you got a new one out, don't you?
Yeah, I put out an Iron Man review. Went all the way back to 2008 and did a review of Iron Man on the Patreon. So I don't know.
Do one of them old movie reviews with me. Let's do the original Hulk with Eric Bannon.
Okay. I mean, we can do that. We can do the original Hulk. I was going to say I've got someone coming on to do the Incredible Hulk like next week.
Oh, okay, no,
But-
skip Hulk. Skip Hulk. Let's do Wolverine Origins.
X-Men Origins Wolverine. All right.
That
right.
is one of my all-time favorite X-Men's movies. Let's do that.
Is it really?
It's just, yeah, I know it's bad. I know it's terrible.
Bro,
But if it's on, if we're at a hotel and it's on,
Yeah.
we're not changing the channel ever.
Yeah,
So-
I kind of feel you on that. And most people don't know this because no one gives a fuck except for people that live in Springfield, Ohio. But there's a Springfield, Ohio reference in that movie. There's a scene where they're at a local fair, and it says Springfield, Ohio,
no
at the
shit.
bottom of the screen. Yeah, Springfield, Ohio. It looks nothing like Springfield, Ohio. It's not our fucking fair. I never seen that fair in my life. But it says they're in Springfield, Ohio for some reason. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
My claim
All
to fame. That
I'm into.
And the heroin and meth problem in Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah.
Those are our claims to fame.
Well, I think you guys might rival Aberdeen for meth and heroin problems, but
I'm not going head to head with you.
you don't want that smoke. Yeah.
No, you can have that.
You don't want that smoke because it's in the air pollution here.
And I will talk to you next week, sir.
All right, brother. You guys have a good
Later.
week. Thanks for listening.